name is from Forte Training Company. Welcome to Forte Interview. Forte Interview is where we interview pioneers and change makers, people who choose to do good either in the community or within the scope of their role and their career. Today I have with myself Samina Hussain, and before we talk about Samina's job and vocation, today's interview is going to be a little bit different to the interviews we have had before, because actually we have got a personal relationship that started as a professional relationship.
Yeah, we do indeed.
We met in 2010.
Gosh, that long time ago, was it?
So it's coming up to 10 years since we met. And I applied for a role with you. That's when I met you.
That's right.
You were the interviewing manager. And that's how it all started.
I know. Phenomenal, really, isn't it? Just to see how life has evolved in the last 10 years, especially for yourself and for me. I know today the spotlight's on me, but it just shows that, you know, managers that do actually I'm not saying keep in touch, but actually are interested in people in general. You build a team. A manager is only as good as the team that you build.
Yeah.
So I was very blessed in my career that I've had amazing people work for me, like yourself and others. And life is all about timings, and everything happens at the right time.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, welcome. So thank you.
So talking about timing, I started working for you, and then within 3 months, you had to make me redundant, which is not a great start. But what happened is that there was a change in the government, and obviously the priorities then changed, and the project I was working on had to be scrapped. So it wasn't the best start. However, what I do love about you is that you have not you've opened the opportunity of us staying in touch, and we have stayed in touch over the years.
I think in general, I just love people. I'm interested in people.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm, you know, some people could say, oh, it's a bit OTT or a bit nosy, but no, it's I love people in general. I love to hear people thrive and get on and do things differently.
Yeah. And I think it's important to highlight this, because you know, what you have done, you've nurtured me as a person. You know, you did not have to stay in touch, like I said. You have become my coach and my mentor. Throughout many years, you know, you would help me with my career, you know, navigating the career journey and my personal relationships. And again, you did not have to do that, yet you've offered that support to me, and you know, and I feel very grateful for that. So thank you very much.
No, it's my pleasure.
There was a big challenge in your life. In 2014, I will never forget that day. We went for some lunch together, and you told me some news that we're going to change your life.
And it has. And adversity, there's goodness in adversity. It truly is. And I wouldn't change anything in my life that's happened, because I feel sometimes, you know, you get broken to be rebuilt to be somebody much more stronger. And I feel that's where I am today. When people talk about I'm on top of the mountain, that's where I am. And it's not measured by financial monetary value. It's literally I feel on top of the mountain. And so the last 10 years have been an interesting time for my life.
Yeah. So what happened? Do you mind sharing what
Yes,
happened
of
back
course.
then? Because I feel like it has shaped you as a person, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. I think it's given me a new lease of life. And I say to people, cancer was good for me. And that's a bit of an odd statement to make. But yeah, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2014. It came as a shock out of the blue. I mean, no family history of breast cancer. I was the first. I'm one of 5 siblings. So yeah, it knocked me off my pedestal as such. But I think like anything in life, and you probably learn this in the coaching world, that you have to grieve, and you have to, that storming, norming and performing stage, and that too happens when you're ill, that you do go through a psychological cycle of, I've been given this news, people think you've been given a death sentence, and why me? I was very angry, and I needed just time out, and I remember putting a physical ring around myself saying, right, it's all about me now, I just need to initial hurdle, picked myself off the floor, because I physically felt like I'd just been thrown on the floor.
Yeah.
I was able then to navigate through, but it was all on my terms of how I wanted to steer through and what permissions and what information I wanted to share. And sadly, what I learnt was that not every community sees cancer in the same way, and that was quite hard. I found that quite difficult because I had a particular mindset. I'd assumed everybody was on the same page, but actually I learned very quickly that not quite, that it's still, sadly, it's still very taboo. People don't talk about cancer, or breast cancer in particular, being very private. And this is more so from the South Asian community, which I understand, because they've probably had experiences in their lives where their mother has passed away or a sister, and they've just never expressed or talked about it. So the one thing I did, and it's probably where you probably saw quite prominently, was using Facebook and social media, not shouting out that I'm ill, but just sharing my journey in a subtle way. Today was chemo day, it's red chemo day, or pink sock day, or whatever I was doing. I felt like I was just sharing, but that was my way of coping. That's not for everyone, but that's the way I could cope with, I have cancer.
And your approach in that battle, which is, which must have been incredibly tough for you, was to include cancer in conversations with people. And I do remember, because we have met up, a number of times, and you've been really open, about the journey that you were on. Do you find that this was helping you, kind of spreading the awareness?
Definitely, I think spreading the awareness, but actually the realization that I'd have people visit me and they wouldn't say the word cancer. They would sort of say that illness, or bimari, which means illness. And I'd be thinking, but it's got a name, for God's sakes. And people actually didn't feel comfortable saying cancer to me. But I'd go, it's cancer, it's fine. I walked around with a bald head, because I had a wig, and it was called Doris, which was lovely, but it wasn't me. And for me, I had to be authentic, I had to be ethical. I just needed people to not judge me and just walk alongside me. And I truly believe God sent me an army of beautiful people that, people I'd gone to school with, their sisters, just, right, what can we do to help? Do you fancy a coffee? Do you just want someone to just be there? And sometimes you don't know what you want, but that's a part of that journey of finding out, okay, what's going to work.
So what mindset helped you get through those really difficult and dark times?
Oh gosh. Everyone says with any adversity, especially cancer, it's all about positive mindset. It truly is. It's seeing life as a half full glass. It's really tough. I'm not saying, it's easy, you just go around. It was really tough at times when, the people around you were falling apart. Your husband, your daughter, I remember one night my daughter cried, the youngest one, and she was at uni, and she said, Mum, you're going to die. I said, go, Sarah, come on. I'm not going to die from cancer, I might die from being hit by a bus. So it's really hard, but I also knew that I had to keep a positive mindset, half glass full, for my own sanity, but also to project out to my family and friends that this is okay, I can do this. And I know that the more I said to myself, I can do this, the more I was elevated to do it even more better than I'd even imagined. It's really weird.
And this is so you, because what you're saying is that, and maybe you're not necessarily wanting to highlight that, but actually what you were doing is you were supporting people whilst they were supporting you. And I remember when we certainly met a few times when you were going through the cancer treatment, and I remember you supporting me, which I found, how do you find the strength to help others whilst you need all the help you can get?
But I think it's that's the coping mechanism, that's the strategy, because you can then divert from your own challenge, I'd say, by immersing yourself in hearing somebody else's pain. I always used to say that, put your head out the window and you may feel that your pain is greater, but actually there's a sea of people that have got different challenges. But two, sometimes, basically when you are talking to people or coaching or just being connected to people and interested in people genuinely, you can see their journey and you can navigate them through easier than you can navigate yourself. Because it's easy as third party looking on. I do remember when we did meet, and I think because you don't stop being you, that's the thing. Cancer doesn't define you, and I was still Sam inside, but I changed. I put on a lot of weight, and my hair had gone. I'd changed in terms of who I was much slower. I had chemo brain. I was tired all the time. So, but when you get those pockets of injection of where you are you again, such a great feeling. So I was getting something back from that relationship as much as you were probably benefiting as well.
And then you got the great news that you were cancer-free.
Yes.
And you've been in remission since?
About end of 2017, so 2014. So we're still with breast cancer, you're constantly sort of always under the check. I have my oncologist consultant on speed dial, so if I have any questions I can ask him. And I think the beauty I love about, firstly I must say that the NHS treatment was phenomenal. Honestly, I was treated like royalty. And my consultant was amazing, Mr. Tamby. He totally said it's about you having peace of mind and that you are satisfied that we've looked at everything. Because once you've gone through cancer, the other thing you live with is this fear of, oh my God, it's going to come back. So I think it takes a bit of transition time to understand you need to start living life to let go. And that took a bit of time. But the other thing is, when you've gone through a journey of cancer, you've done your chemo, you've done your radiotherapy, then you're left on your own. You've then got to transition back into life. But you don't want the life you had before, because actually that's what got you into trouble. You know, for me, my life before cancer, which I call BC, before cancer, and AD after diagnosis, it's a bit. But before cancer, my life was hectic, but it was manic, but it wasn't about me. Now, when you ask people, do you truly love yourself? Sometimes people answer that as that's a silly question, or they say yes. And I think what I learned through the process is how to truly value and love myself. And that's been the greatest learning. That's what's made me the strong woman I am today.